last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
You have been well trained, my young apprentice. They will be no match for you.
This day will no longer be known as February the 14th, Valentine's Day. No, no, no. The Sith are on the rise. They are bringing back their power. They resided in shadows. But now, henceforth, this will be known as Valentine's Day Massacre. If you haven't felt it already, there's been a great disturbance within the Force. Not only will we be facing off against Darth Nihilus this weekend, there is another great threat, and that threat is in the faction pass of Sith. The deadly Sith have been able to acquire Darth Revan's holocron. With this ancient artifact, these Sith have been able to become more powerful than you can imagine. Count Dooku's basic attack, Hinder Impress, can now debuff non-Jedi, and a chance to debuff Jedi is increased. Once Omega, this attack cannot be countered in addition to plus 15% damage. His special ability, Force Lightning debuff chance, has been increased. Once Omega'd, he now has a 50% chance to inflict shock, in addition to plus 15% damage.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!
Count Dooku's unique Flawless Riposte can now be Zated. Once this unique has been Zated, Count Dooku gains critical hit immunity for 1 turn and recovers 10% protection whenever he counterattacks. Dooku has had some real nice tweaks here, so if you're not familiar what Hinder Impress is as his basic, because it could be a long time since you've used Dooku, or you may never have farmed him. His basic attack has a chance to stun or an ability block an enemy. This now applies to all enemies with an increased chance versus Jedi. And the best of this is it can't be countered. Darth Maul's Zeta leader ability, Dancing Shadows, has had an update. The stealth and turn meter from this ability now ignores taunting allies. I believe this means that we're going to have a Sith taunter sooner rather than later. Darth Sidious has also had some Sith training. His basic attack, Deathstroke. What it normally does, it normally has a 50% chance to ignore the target's armor. Now ignoring defense no longer prevents critical hits. Once Omega'd, it will now have double chance to ignore defense if the target is debuffed. Also, the damage has been increased. Darth Sidious has a special ability called Demoralizing Blows. This normally deals physical damage to all enemies and inflict damage over time for 2 turns. This attack inflicts 2 additional damage over time effects on a critical hit. Once Omega'd, this now inflicts Expose in addition to the previous bonuses. The damage has also been increased. Darth Sidious's leader ability, Unlimited Power. All allies gain 14% critical chance and 30% critical damage. This now has been increased to a total 15% critical chance and 40% critical damage. With the addition that Sith allies gain 2% offense until the end of battle when they score a critical hit. I'm unsure where his leadership will lay. It doesn't gain any turn meter, and it doesn't sound like it will fit at the current meta at the moment. Last but not least, we have SWGOH. His basic attack normally inflicts offense down for 2 turns on a critical hit. This has now been changed to a 50% chance to inflict offense down, and it is doubled on a crit. So that's going to be a 100% chance that he's going to inflict offense down on a critical hit. Also, the damage again has been increased. His special ability, Overpower, used to read as this: if the target has 25% health or below, this attack deals massive damage and can't be evaded. This has now been changed if the target has 50% health or below. His previous leader ability, Pain and Weakness, used to grant Sith allies 65 defense and other allies half that amount. This has now been changed to a percent amount. Defense maxes out at 75%. Once Omega, this has a plus 15% defense and a plus 30% tenacity. Savaj's unique Brute has been slightly changed. At the end of his turns, Savage dispels all debuffs from a random Sith ally and gains these debuffs. This unique can now be Zated, where he's going to gain heal over time when damaged. His buff duration is going to be a +1 with a plus 50% turn meter gain chance. He's also going to be able to dispel all debuffs from himself when he is critically hit. The final text on this unique reads as this: whenever Savage takes damage, he gains offense up, defense up, and heal over time for 2 turns, and gains 30% turn meter. At the end of his turns, Savage dispels all debuffs on a random other ally and gains these debuffs for 1 turn. Dispel all debuffs from Savage when he is critically hit. With regards to the final text, I would say that the Savage dispelling all debuffs on a random ally is actually supposed to be a random Sith ally as described before. This has definitely got me more excited to see Darth Nihilus and see what he could bring to a Sith team. I'm still unsure if Savage or Dooku will have a place in the current meta teams, but I know for sure that anybody that has a Zeta, Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, they're going to be really happy with these buffs on them 2 characters. So what did you think of this video? Did you enjoy the little spin that I put onto that and the added extras that I put into this update? Are you excited for this Sith buff? Let me know in the comments below. At the moment, the live update for this has been delayed by 1 day. If you have liked this video, then please make sure you use your force powers to not only subscribe but also hit that like button. Are you going to join the dark side or are you going to fight against it? Thank you very much for watching today. I'm the Smithy D. May the force be with you always.